Welcome back to the Smite League week number 1. This is set number 2 between the Direwolves and Law Gaming. This will definitely be a match full of poise, I hope. My name is Nightfall, and joining me for this set will be Timmy. How are you doing after that Avant vs Synapse match, Timmy?
I think I need to breathe a little bit, just sit down, because I was a little bit blown away because of just how quickly Avant-Garde managed to push out those games, both of them being around the 20-minute mark. So hopefully we see a bit more of a slugfest between Direwolves and Law Gaming coming out here.
Yeah, the meta coming out is more late game, so seeing those games going to 20 minutes is quite amazing to see. And we're right into these pick and bans. Direwolves banning out Bologna and Ratatoska. Very standard bans right there. Ratatoska, no one really wants to deal with his 6 dashes as fast as possible. And Giannis and Wk1 taken away by Law Gaming.
Yeah, Giannis, he gives so much mobility, not only to himself, but to the rest of his teams, with that through space and time. And Wk1, he just throws a wrench in people's plans. You think, I'm gonna go ahead and siege up this Gold Fury, I'm gonna do this, do that. Let half my health go, oh, I'm dragon food.
It's very scary right now, and as we see in the NA SPL, Cyclone Spin plays such a scary solo lane at Wk1, but the assassin meta in the solo lane is sort of being shied away. More mage warriors. Assassins are still in the meta, but not as much as we have seen previously. And AD carries are just not at all seen anymore in that solo lane. So in these picks, we already have Sylvanas first picked up for the Direwolves. Sylvanas got through the banning stage. What do you think of this?
Sylvanas is definitely a powerhouse. I'm actually surprised he got through the banning stage. Like, I agree with the Bologna ban. Ratatoska, no one wants to deal with that. Giannis, you can kind of give it away and then tiptoe around it, and now Wk1 is very dangerous. But giving up Sylvanas, putting Athena out there, Ymir on the table, all of the supports are out there, and that's going to try and dominate into that dual lane and into those team fights.
So Athena, Ymir, and Loki now on the side of Law. What do you think of Loki? I mean, he's quite split push and stay at the back and clean up the fight with an assassinate onto the weakest member after a team fight. What do you think of that?
With a Loki in the solo lane, you need the rest of your team to be good enough, like the picks to be good enough to fight 4v5 if you're gonna do that, because most of the times Loki will not fight. He'll split push all the way up to Phoenix and then he'll join those fights. But he's very safe because of that advantage, just being able to just drop completely off the radar. He can pretty much never appear into the solo lane and still be clearing out the minions with that decoy and just occasionally come around picking off the rest of them with his daggers. So Direwolves, they're going to have to really keep an eye on him, just see where he is, because if he rotates around and ganks someone, it's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, Loki is so scary. As soon as you hear him turn invisible, you go, oh god, it may die in the next 6 seconds.
Even when he's on your team, I always think that when I hear a Loki.
Yeah, it's like, I'm dead. Finger on the Aegis button. So,
where is he?
The third band's coming through. There's a Neath for the Direwolves and Osiris banned away for Law. This is quite interesting.
Yeah, Neath is definitely very strong. However, I feel that the Medusa pick is far stronger because you still have that early aggression potential, but your wave clear is able to poke on to the enemies much better. And although you don't have that global presence with the World Weaver, Petrify, especially with the Athena, is absolutely dangerous.
So looking at these team comps, we've got Circuit, Agni, Kiki on Agni. This will be very interesting to see. Shibalanke, as we see, just Laney played a very, very powerful Shibalanke in the Invite League. Hades and Sylvanas.
Hades, ooh, that'd be going into the solo lane against the Loki.
That will be on Yada, and on the side of Law, we've got Athena, Medusa, Scylla, Ymir, and Loki. What do you think of the mix of late / early game coming out from Law? I mean, they've got the Medusa. That early wave clear is very, very strong compared to a Shibalanke, but with the Sylvanas, who do you think is going to win in the push?
In the push, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Law Gaming. Except for that mid lane, I think that Kiki is gonna try and dominate in the early part. But unless Goldie can get, until Goldie can start full clearing the wave, it's gonna be in favor of Direwolves. But with the early aggression and late aggression, they're really covering that basis, just trying to leave no stone unturned as to when they can actually have that advantage.
Yeah, it'll be very, very interesting to see. So we are going to have a very, very short break while we load straight into this match, and we will be right back with set 2 of tonight, Direwolves versus Law Gaming. We'll be right back. Welcome to this game of the Direwolves and Law Gaming. Joining me again is Timmy. How are you doing, Timmy?
I'm very excited for this one. We're going to go ahead and see the third match of round 2, if that's the right terminology for it, of the first league of the Oceanic Pro League series.
That's something I've been waiting months, Dave. Like when we first found out that we'd get a Pro League, I was like, oh my god, I can't wait for it. And now it's here.
Yeah. It kind of, you know, it was lingering on like, we're gonna have a Pro League, cool, yeah. And then it started getting closer and closer, and then I thought, we're gonna have a Pro League.
Yeah.
We're gonna be going to Atlanta.
Stuff is serious now, and it is amazing. So guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna introduce the teams, and I really want to do my American voice for this, so let's do it.
Here we go.
On this, hang on, get it.
You need to prepare for this.
On the blue side of the map is the Dire Wolves, yada in the solo lane on Hades. In the jungle will be El Chuckles on Sir Cat. In the mid lane is Kikyo Mio on Agni. And our duo lane will be made up of Rotten Melons and Just Laney on Sylvanas and Shibalanke.
And on the top side of your mini map, on the right side of your spectator UI, we have Lord Gaming. Shrek is Loki in the solo lane. Omega 4 is Ymir in the jungle. Goldie's playing Scylla in the mid lane. And your duo lane is Chilled and Dante as Athena and Medusa.
That was awesome. Oh gosh, we should do that more often. That's something we should do a lot
I wasn't
Look
trying
at,
to do like a movie
ooh,
trailer sort of thing. I was just trying to put emphasis in it.
look at oh, they're just getting that early warding down on
Yeah,
the mid camps on the right side. Offensive ward down so they can see the movements and they can see L Chuckles in that ward, so they know they're pretty safe. They got another ward over there in the left side as well, so if direwolves do decide to go for those mid camps, they have full vision of that.
yeah, they do. But the thing is that if they let it go unnoticed, then chances are that they won't get the timer for it because those wards do now have very short vision, so they might not be able to get the timer on that.
Yeah.
So they have to be proactive.
This is a pretty standard start for both teams. Nothing too unusual like we have seen previously. We saw
The dub on dub AFK start sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh, and
And
something
like-
I'm really hyped. Oh, sorry, you go.
Go on.
Okay, so the mid lane, Kiyomiya on the Agni. Something we haven't seen. His first match competitively in the mid lane against Goldie.
Yes, and Kiki's gonna be able to have that early aggression just simply because he can clear out the wave much better than Goldie with that crush, doing very little to the minions early on.
And as we saw in the duo lane just now, Laney took quite a lot of damage, but he does have that Sylvanas Wisps to heal him up.
Mid
Oh, in the
lane,
mid lane.
Shackles.
There he goes. He's got the Cobra's Kiss, but it won't land. Very unfortunate there. Oh, he's gonna see Omega 4 in the jungle, and they're just gonna stroll past each other, say hello, and will Omega 4 contest?
He does have that blink there, so he's gonna go get in. Gets one, gets two of the mid camps there, I believe he did, and they're gonna go ahead and walk away. Left's mid camps is still up for contention though.
Good secure there. Both junglers and mid laners in the mid lane now, so they're just gonna... Nothing too aggressive. Omega 4's blink is down, so we won't see anything coming out of that.
Yes, that when Ymir doesn't have his blink, he's a lot easier to deal with, but he's still gonna try and put out pressure because that's what you have to do as Ymir. You have to try and put pressure everyone in the map, try and get people out of position and line them up for those kills. And then later on in the game, become this extra guardian, extra support sort of thing for that actual lineup in the front line or protecting the back line from any attempted assassinations.
And looking at the solo lane, wow, Shrek taking a lot
he's
of
got
damage.
him.
There's the Devourer, the Pillar of Agony, sorry, with the Devourer Souls combo.
He was level 4!
And that's
Shrek was 4!
first blood to Yada. Very nicely played there. And yeah, as you mentioned, Shrek didn't have his
assassinate. He didn't
that's the
have
one.
that to teleport out.
Yeah.
The other thing to realize that even if he used the vanish, he did actually get silenced out of that, so that was
Yeah.
on cooldown. The vanish, although it does say it gives you immunity to slows, Pillar of Agni is not a slow. It pulls you in like a Poseidon whirlpool, so a little bit of a misconception there, but vanish gives no protection against that, except for the damage mitigation.
And you can get silenced out of a vanish as well. So if Yada lands a very nice Shroud of Ness, then Shrek will become visible again. So just something to note for you guys there. Other than the solo lane and of course Hades being so aggressive, just going in that wave, he can push as much as possible. There's not too much aggression. I mean, the waves are pushed up as we see in the direwolves have pressured against Dante and Shield, but nothing too aggressive actually.
Yeah, Goldie doesn't want to get super crazy right now because he isn't going to be able to win against Kiki at the moment, especially because Al Chuckles keeps on showing up. And if Ron Mel's and Just Lane get too aggressive, a simple taunt into Petrify spell disaster for them, so they do have to be careful.
Solo lane, Pillar of Agony was again, but this time Shrek did have his Assassinate, but now he does not, so that's his only means of escape on cooldown and his engage almost as well, other than that vanish. And now the blue is being stolen away by Al Chuckles and Yada, and that will be handed off to Yada.
Yeah. Yes, Shrek is already fairly low on mana, and just taking that away from him, he doesn't want that. He wants to be able to stay near
They're gonna
this
go
lane.
aggressive.
Oh, here it comes, Shroud of Darkness.
There is the last as well, and that's going to be enough. Al Chuckles gets the kill there, and yeah, Defender of Olympus. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's massive, actually. That's actually really big.
Is that on cooldown now? It is on cooldown.
It is on cooldown.
Interesting. That was a little bit late, or just not necessary. There's a freeze down on to Yada. Omega-4 now trying to run away. There's a Cobra's Kiss dealing so much damage, and the Devourer of Souls. Yada picks up the kill onto Omega-4. Very nicely picked up there, and now the aggression is coming out because El Chuckles is starting to go into the enemy jungle, and he's getting around the back of Lore and getting those kills, setting them up for Yada.
Yeah, now Omega's gonna have a little bit of a tougher time because you have to be able to rotate around and cause havoc as a Ymir early so that you can get your items up and just really become that actual Guardian later on in the game. But if he starts losing those buffs, starts losing his speed buff, losing aggression, he's going to end up becoming walking wall.
And, well, yeah. I mean, he's got the stun, but if he dies too quick, like we just saw there with the Cobra's Kiss and
with the Deathbane, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be nothing but a stun and a wall, as you mentioned.
Pretty much. He's not going to be able to live and try and protect his backline if he wants to leave the front line up to Rotten Melons, because that is the advantage of having a tankier character in your lines. Just being able to protect your backline from, say, a Loki or a Sir Cat, maybe even a Agni that comes in from a flank.
And speaking of Agni, in this mid lane matchup, Agni should win it against a Scylla early game, but then Scylla should take over in the team fights late, if all goes well and the ultimates are landed.
Yeah, I feel that Kiki maybe hasn't taken as much advantage of this as he could have. Whereas, you know, especially since El Chuckles has been coming around so often, but now it's going to be starting to be very even. And if Kiki takes a step out of line, maybe gets ganked by Omega, a good crush.
Speaking of, there is Goldie being turned on in the mid lane. The ticking damage is going down. Will he get killed? Yes, he will. El Chuckles gets it with the last breath. Now Rotten Melons forces Shield to preemptive strike away, and that is just another kill in the pocket of Direwolves.
Direwolves are 4-0. If we take a look at our graphs here, we can see that they are already up in XP and gold. 5,000 XP difference as well as nearly 2,500 gold. This is quite large. The thing is though is that Yada on the Hades, he'll start to fall off a little bit more and, you know, be that secondary frontliner sort of thing. But Hades can't do that all that well. He can run in and initiate with that Pill of Agony, but after that it's not a whole lot. Whereas Loki, when he starts gaining a lot of gold online, he's going to be splitting, pushing towers everywhere, picking off people in the backline, and he will be probably more of an influence gold-wise to his team.
And another Bastille. The timers that El Chuckles has on that blue buff is absolutely amazing. As he showed up, it spawned and Yada was there to steal it away. Shrek had nothing he could do to try and secure that one.
Yeah, we saw Ro doing that a lot in the previous games, where he would show up to that speed buff as soon as it was ticking. And then
Defender of Olympus in the solo lane. There's the Assassinate going down, it looked like. Yeah, Assassinate was used. El Chuckles forced to... interesting.
Wants to get away there with half his health remaining.
Yeah. So, it looked like he beats, but he didn't, so... Okay. No, that's alright. So, El Chuckles just turned on. He was down to 50% HP. A nice attempt by Shrek and chilled with the backup with the Defender of Olympus. But here's the rotation coming through. El Chuckles is going to walk into Omega-4 and Goldie. But what's going to happen? He's just going to press 3 and he's out of there. He's safe. There is
Yada, can he get out?
The Death from below. And the taunt coming out. There's the Shivalonke ult coming through. Rotten Melons actually gets a kill onto Dante over there in the duo lane. Something we missed, unfortunately, but nice pickup there. And here is the Pillar of Agony coming through. Shrek is invisible. There's the I'm a Monster coming through. Yada gets a kill onto Omega-4. Here is Kiki Omeo coming through as well with a Rainfire dealing so much damage. Shrek forced away. So is Goldie. And that was a 1-for-0 in favor of Direwolves.
Oh, that that was dangerous right there. The assassinate came out onto Al Chuckles, but it wasn't enough to finish him off. He's still running around, and he's gonna come back in behind Shrek and try and pick him off here.
Oh, will he be able to? Yes, he will. He gets the goal onto Shrek, and Shrek is Shreked. Unfortunately for him, he goes down again. That's 0-3. He's going with the Transcendence. And what do you think about the Transcendence build in the solo lane, especially when you're from behind?
The Transcendence is very good indeed, because even though you're behind...
Scratch that. Al Chuckle's in trouble. He's got the death. He's going to jump away, but does he have the ambush to get away? He's so low. He's on one little bar left. There's the stun from Kiki. He's going to save him. And there's Rotten Melon's Defender of Olympus coming through.
Zerkat's just so fast. He has the highest movement speed in the game. Then you've got a wiggly waggly, timey-wimey, no, little zigzaggy dash right there. The jump, which also gives her that invisibility while not moving. So she's very, very slippery, very hard to try and lock down and confirm kills on.
Ooh. Kiki dealing so much damage with that rain fire flame wave combo. Very, very good. In a 3v2 situation, Chilled actually dashed in, but he didn't decide to taunt Kiki, so...
He may have been looking to bait out the beads. Because when you see an Athena dash right towards you, the first thing you think is, I'm going to get taunted. So you pop the beads to try and stop that. Keep your heads around you on you, because if she starts running around you, you're completely disorientated.
Oh, look at Laney in the duo lane. He's up as Dante. He's got so much damage down on towards him. Here's Al Chuckles. There's the Petrifier. Will not land. Al Chuckles gets the kill onto Dante. Shield now. There is the last breath on towards him. Will he be able to get away? No, he won't. Al Chuckles with the double kill.
Oh, Assassinate coming out to get him out of there as well.
Oh, nice over there in the solo lane by Shrek, but that's 2 ultimates down. And who's on the longer cooldown? If we take a look, 80 seconds now versus 40. Oh, that's like a 30-second difference between Yada's ultimate and Shrek's ultimate.
Yada has that breastplate of valor, so he does have that cooldown reduction, whereas Shrek needs to get that Jotun's Wrath online if he wants to keep toe-and-toe. Because all that Yada has to do is immediately ult as soon as it comes off cooldown, and he'll catch himself a Shrek.
Yeah, although Shrek does now have its 2, so he might be able to get away. Actually, can you walk away from the middle of the Pillar of Agony to the outside? I know Tier 1 doesn't allow you to do that.
Tier 2, you can try it, but the thing is to remember is that with the Vanish, you have that increased movement speed, so it might be just enough to get himself out there.
Bit of aggression onto Omega 4. There's a freeze onto Defender of Olympus coming through as well. Yada, he gets taunted in. There's the Blink Wrath of Terror from Rotten Melons. Pillar of Agony dealing so much damage to Omega 4, and Melons gets the kill there.
Wisp OP.
Wisp's OP, indeed. So, ooh. 10-0, Direwolves 12 minutes in. What is their gold lead now? 12 minutes. That's 1,000 gold a minute in the lead in this game.
As well as no, that was 12,000, now 13,000. Going up even further, no, it's capping out now, XP, whereas the gold difference is 6,500.
That's huge. That's huge.
Very large.
Something that we haven't talked much about is just Laney. Other than that kill earlier, oh, actually no, that was on Melons, and Al Chuckles got the kills there. Chuckles now on 5-0, but Laney doing very, very well at pressuring this lane. Now he's in a duel with Dante, but Dante's going to be forced to lacerate away from that. So Laney's just farming up as free as a bird right now, and that's not what you want on a Shibalanke. Yeah,
he's up, 2 levels above Dante, as well as 1,000 gold. He's got the Transcendence already in line. Both of their items are exactly the same, the only difference being that just Laney has an extra tier on his Purification beads. But look at this, Gold Fury getting picked up by Al Chuckles and Ron Melons.
Well, Law have no idea.
No idea at all. They don't have the ward coverage.
Yeah, they just had no idea, and that's another. How much gold is it at 13 minutes? You gain 10 gold a minute. Starts at 150, around 250-ish.
Around 250, about 230 at the moment. Right now, it does cap out at 20 minutes.
15,000 gold lead. That's scary. 13 minutes into the game. That's not looking good for Law. But if they had a chance to come back in this game, They, oh, sorry, 15,000 is the gold lead. Sorry, XP lead, my apologies. 8,000 is the gold. I forgot how to read graphs.
It's the XP then the gold. Well, yeah, like, where do you go now if you're Lord Gaming? Like, you just need to get that vision out there so you know where the enemy's coming, but even then, can you really do anything against it?
But nothing else out of it. Oh, here's Omega 4. Does he have the freeze? Yes, he does. It's forced from Just Laney. Shell popped as well, it looks like. Yes, it was. He's running away. He doesn't have Rising Jaguar anymore. There is Darkest of Nights just to stun them up or make them stop for a second. And here they go. Oh, solo lane. There is El Chuckles going down onto Shrek. And Defender of Olympus coming through, last breath on towards him. Will Shrek live? He's gonna go down. Yes, the very last tick will get the kill for El Chuckles. He's now 6-0-3.
6-0-3, like, just the emphasis of the jungle is so great. And when you've got a jungler who's 6-0-3, all the other lanes just so higher up.
Oh, just Laney forced away in the duo lane. Here he goes. Will he go down? One more basic attack will do it from Dante in the duo lane. El Chuckles gets a kill onto Shield, and that's a 1-for-1 trade across the map. And unfortunately, just Laney, the very first blood for Direwolves. A nice pickup there by Omega 4 and Dante.
Yeah, Dante again, the only kill for Lord Gaming at this moment, so it's not quite enough to really have all that much of an influence, but it does slow down Just Laney just a little bit.
And even with that goal, Just Laney is still 1,100 gold ahead of Dante.
The other thing you gotta remember is that Just Laney doesn't have any kills of his own, so his passive is non-existent at the moment.
And that's really where the powerhouse of Shibalanke comes from.
He just needs to maybe rotate around, try and get that tier 1 tower or leave it, and rotate around, try and join these team fights. But on the solo lane here, Shrek is going to have to try and get out of here very soon. Cobra's Kiss doesn't land, it gets body blocked by the decoy.
Nice decoy by Shrek.
Good decoy.
So what do you think Direwolves will go after next? Gold Fury is still down for roughly 2 minutes.
They don't have as big of a lead as they need to go for the Fire Giant, although it may be a possibility soon. What they're going to try and look at is try and get this tier 1 tower for Just Laney out of the way, so he'll try and rotate around more and join these team fights. And then when they start wiping out Lord Gaming, not just a deer side, but just maybe 3-4 man wipes, then they'll be going for the Fire Giants.
And Law are not contesting. They know how far Direwolves are in the lead, so they're just giving it up. Oh, Omega 4 going after the reward. He's going to get spotted out. Just Laney is going to slow him up. There is Yada, but nice wall will disengage that. And El Chuckles gets Shrek under the tower in the solo lane. And he's going to keep pushing, and Direwolves can now, they can dilly-dally around here in the duo lane just while El Chuckles gets a tower. They don't have to get this tower because El Chuckles is doing work across the map.
Now, what El Chuckles was doing there was he's zoning out Shrek, keeping him on the tower so he doesn't go split pushing off and causing trouble with this. This is very smart from Direwolves because that means they can go ahead and just push on up at the carry in the world. They don't have to worry about any backdoor Loki strategies coming out.
And Yada is level 18. So is Kiki right now. They are 4 levels ahead of the highest level on Lore Gaming, which right now is Shrek and Dante. And Gold.
Yeah, I don't want to seem like I've lost hope for Lore Gaming, but at least for this game, this is pretty much over. Gone to the way of Direwolves. I don't see Lore Gaming being able to come back from this.
It's 18 minutes and all tier 2 towers are down for Direwolves. That's all the possible gold they could get. Oh, there's a pause coming through. Other than the Phoenix, there's no more structures for Direwolves to get.
None whatsoever. And look at the structures for Direwolves. The mid lane tower has been tickled as well as the solo lane tower. And there's a Loki! There's a Loki, and he hasn't been able to get towards those towers because he's been focused out so hard by Yada that Pillar of Agony just really locking him down, and El Chuckles rotating over every now and then, just picking up kill after kill. Shrek is 0-5-0. He only has Transcendence, Warrior Tarbai, and a tier 1 of the Mace, so he's not going to be able to really do enough to towers to actually split push. He doesn't have the penetration.
And Direwolves have focused out the most annoying part of Lore Gaming's team comp is the Loki, the split push. Like, as we mentioned,
Yeah.
if Loki can split push, he'll get gold for the rest of the team, and then he can he just can't be dealt with because Direwolves have done it early. They focus Shrek out early. He's 0 and 5. Yada is 3-0 and 4. Shrek can't do what he's meant to do because Direwolves are just saying, no, we'll have none of that.
Right. You know, Shrek, like, I know we keep going on about him, but when you're Loki, you need to be able to be either even know ahead, pushing split pushing towers, or going into the back line of the enemy team and picking out the squishies. If he tried to assassinate Kiki or Just Laney, El Chuckles
frozen up, forces the Beads Omega 4 went aggressive. He actually, did he blink there? It looked like he blinked. Actually, no, he didn't. So El Chuckles beads down now, takes a little bit of damage. He did get the blue buff, but he didn't pick it up. Neither did Yada, so they'll just retreat back to their speed buff and get their own buffs. But nice steal away from El Chuckles.
Look at Just Laney over here. Just not caring the world, taking out the Gold Fury. Actually, no, Kiki is now with him as well. On the right-hand side, there's some action going on.
Oh, there's the last breath down onto Shrek. Pillar of Agony comes through and Defender of Olympus from Shield. He went down over onto Goldie there, so right across the map. Complete disengage from Lore, and they don't want any of the Direwolves right now. But Direwolves are just saying, come here, we're going to take everything, and then
Goldie just kind of turned around and said to Shield, what are you doing here? You okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm not talking about it. Just red buff. Cool. Sweet. Where's Shrek? He's fine.
Just taking a look at builds now, and both AD carries are building the exact same, it seems, other than that Light Blade versus the Hasten Fatalis coming up from Just Laney.
Now, I would love to see Just Laney being able to get those maximum range auto attacks from the Darkest of Nights and keep that Hasten Fatalis going, because that is incredibly hard to land at max range because it just travels so far, and you have to line up the shots so precisely because any change in movement throws it out completely. But Fire Giant getting picked up here.
Oh, and again, Lore with no ward coverage. They don't know. No, none at all. They don't know this is going on. But here's Shield. He's going to come and check, and he's going to find the Direwolves are going to pick that one up. There it goes. It's down to 700, 300, and that is the secure. But Lore don't contest at all. They're not really contesting anything right now.
They can't. If they try and contest anything, it's gonna happen. Shrek actually assassinated out there, but he gets caught by the last breath.
Yeah, it goes. Wisdom's coming out, and Shrek now. Pillar of Agony under the Phoenix. Yada going so aggressive. Double kill for him under the Phoenix. And now Omega 4 is the target. He's going to be taken down. Dante is the second one. 2 double kills now for the Direwolves. Triple kill for El Chuckles under the Phoenix. And now they're going for the Titan.
Yes, this is game.
This is it. Yeah, the 16 seconds is the longest cooldown timer, but that's it. It's down to, yeah, that's it. Good game, well played.
And the wards from Kiki or Mayo, those enemy wards just coming out there all over the place. Just make sure that they see every angle of the Titan.
And that was another 20-minute game. I mean, in this current meta, most games go to 35, 40 minutes. But that was a really quick one. Direwolves 18-1. Who was the first death? Oh, that was just Laney after he got ganked by Omega 4 and Dante. So what we can gather from that is that Lore didn't contest anything.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's more that Direwolves didn't give Lore any breathing room. They saw them a potential threat of the Loki split pushing, so they focused him down. He had the most deaths on his team because he got focused down so often. Then Goldie on the Scylla, he wasn't able to get big enough to really be that huge I'm a monster, just wipe out your entire team, triple kill, quadra kill, pentakill sort of deal. And the rest of the team, they were just trying to gather up what they could, try and pick up the pieces and move on.
And Direwolves played to their strength. Their team comp was early game, other than the Shibalanke, that was their late game carry if they had to get there. But because of the Hades, the Agni, and the Circuit, and the support from Sylvanas for Shibalanke, they were able to play to the early game and dominate all the way up to the end of the game at 21 minutes.
Yes, like, I love to see Hades solo. Like, people kind of forgot about him. It's like, oh yeah, it's the Warriors and the Mages now. Then people remembered, oh yeah, Hades is absolutely annoying to deal with because you can't kill him early on because he pretty much full heals himself off the wave. And then he wants to go for you, he just drags you in and consumes your soul.
Yeah, I don't want my soul consumed, please. Guys,
please.
We are going to be back very, very shortly with game number 2 of this set number 2 of Direwolves versus Lord Gaming. We'll be right back.
Your heart.